Billy. Hi guys. I don't know if anyone's on yet. I got some exciting news. I'm excited. I got my book. This is so crazy. It's like, oh, Bill. You're fine. I made a book. That's crazy. And it's physical and it's in my hands and I don't know. It's kind of wild. I thought I would cry when it came in, but I don't know why. I'm like always on the go. I'm always trying to do new things, learning new things. And I don't give myself any like pride or like celebration because I'm just an Asian robot and that's what we do. And I'm okay with that. I mean, kind of not because I want to enjoy myself a little bit more. It's so exciting. This is just the proof. So it has like not for sale, whatever sign on it, but I'm looking through it. It looks pretty good. I'm very excited for the book. Let's see. Because of that, I had ChatGPT says that I should market by talking about my book, which I'm not very good at self-promotion, but let's give it a try. So I'm just gonna answer like 2 or 3 of these questions, and then we can go on to the things I actually cared about. So yay! I mean, I care about my book, but I'm just really bad at marketing. I have like this toxic money situation. My mom was a monk, so like everything's just really hard. She always gave away money. Money was evil in my family. Anyways, I digress. So let's see. Let's ask. One of them is, how does magic work in my world? Oh, in Bloodlust, it's interesting. So nymphs have to have intercourse to stay alive. Obviously, that's a part of the spice of it all. The magic work. So there's a scene, I don't remember what chapter it's in, but there's a storm. I don't want to give too much away, but the storm has magic in it, which is kind of cool. It forces you, it can do lots of things depending on the storm. So like it can reflect how you feel. If it's like there's lightning or something, then if it's green, like maybe that's envy, or like if it's red, you're angry, or like it could do that. Like the storms could do that. Sometimes it switches your powers depending on what storm it is and what other things. I thought it was kind of cool to add those kind of things to the story. I feel like magic really pushes the story forward in a way that doesn't really work in regular romance novels. Yeah, so I like that about fantasy, that you can be very creative in in the book, so that pushes the characters to develop a little bit more. Let's see, what else is there? Who is my favorite character to write and why? Let me think about that. I think Hesse was my favorite character, but I think it was easy for me because my cat is jumping on the table and it's squeaky. So it's easy for me to choose Hesse because I feel like I'm very much like Hesse. I don't think I can make comedy or these banters without my personal style because it's my personality or like just my dialogue or the way I think. I like bantering, and I think Hesse was really good at being witty and compelling and thinking in the moment and like kind of challenging Lane, which I thought was really great. I thought he needed some to decompress, and I think she came at a good time for him. And anyways, I liked writing Hesse because she's just more witty and funny, and I like that. I think also I liked writing this scene for, oh God, I don't know how to say her name, Harley, I don't know, whatever. I know, I write these characters and their character names and I don't know how to pronounce them, but I'm okay with that because hopefully I don't always have to pronounce it. I would have to try if I had to go to like some kind of conference, but I could care less. I just think it looks good on paper, like the names I choose. I don't really know how to pronounce them. But I liked writing this specific scene. This is with her sister because she gets kind of angry. She like, I can't tell you much about it, but she's really funny in that scene. And I don't know, that was one of my favorite scenes to write. So that's so hard. I feel like it's so hard to talk about your book without giving too much away. And I don't want to be that kind of person that like spoils everything because it's fun to read that stuff. Anyways, I'm moving on. 2 was enough. I think I don't want to talk about my book anymore. See, money trauma. I have other things to move on to, funnier things, social things. You know how I like to do. Let's see. Okay, I was hanging out with my friend the other day and or not really. He called me. He lives in San Francisco. We chat like every so often. An old college friend, actually. We have been friends for 15 years. It's crazy. I'm so old, and I'm cool with that. Anyways, he was saying that Gen Z have this joke about first base, second base. You know, first base. I'm just gonna reiterate because it's some people don't know. I don't know anyone that doesn't know, but whatever. First base like kissing. Second base is like touching each other. Third base is oral, and fourth base is, you know, sex, intercourse. So Gen Z have this joke that is first base is fucking, second base is messaging, third base is catching feelings, and fourth base is ghosting. And I think it's a funny joke because it's probably true, right? That's why it's funny. But let's talk about that. I don't know if I love the idea. Like, if I lived in this culture when I was this young, I can't imagine being intimate first. I mean, I can, because it's so hard to find love. I mean, when I was this age, I was intimate first, but it still continued into something, you know. It would be like first date, and then we bang, and then we bang again on the second date, etc., etc., etc. So, like, I think it's interesting that they're so scared of the intimacy, the conversations, the getting to know each other before they bang kind of situation. Or like getting vulnerable, emotionally vulnerable. So it's like, I think it would be so complex for me, because if I was getting physically down, you know, banging, I would want to make sure there's some kind of connection before I did that. But also, I think because I was banging, I think I would form an emotional bond, and it would hurt more if ghosted or even breaking up or whatever. So like, I think that's too intimate, if anything. Like, having sex is too intimate for me personally to have sex and then start getting to know each other. And why ghosting is such an interesting phenomenon. I mean, I get that it's what happens these days because it's just easier, but I just think it's not okay to ghost. I think it's so much more, you're so much more brave and courageous if you can just say, hey, like, I don't want to talk anymore because XYZ. I'm not vibing anymore, or like, I'm going to spend my time with other people. I know it's fucked up to say, but in the long run, they don't have to worry. They're not asking you. They're not wondering what happened to you. They have closure. They have understanding from your point of view. You say it, you don't have to say it in a way that's like awful. You don't have to say like, oh, it's you, not me. Or like, God, I hated spending time with you. But you can say like, I just want to spend my time with other people right now, and like, I wish you the best. It's not so hard to break up. And then I think there's something beautiful and mature about people who can just reject people and not ghost people and just say goodbye, and it's okay, you know. Like, you can say goodbye and it doesn't have to be so dramatic. You can say, I'm sending you love from afar, but you know, this isn't working, etc., 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 or like, I'm not interested anymore, or like, it's not a good time for me, you know, all that thing. I think there's so many things. I heard that also Zennials do not like they have a hard time with hard things to talk about, but it's also hard for them to find things to talk about. I thought that was so strange. I was like, so you can't talk about there's no positive stuff you can talk to each other about? I thought that would be the easier thing to do, you know, but apparently they can't do both. I don't know. Is anyone here a Zennial? Let me know if you guys feel this way about your culture. And I understand where it's coming from. Like, you guys grew up with social media, you guys parallel played next to each other with your phones, and like, it was hard to have conversations. But like, I'm starting to see as I grow older that those are the best connections. You know, the most vulnerable ones are the best connections. It's like, when I'm texting people, it's cool, whatever. Like, it's great. I don't mind texting my friends. It can give me a little bit of light, but it's so much better to call. And I have a hard time calling, but recently I've decided that I miss bantering. I'm with my kid a lot, and she's great, but she's young. She's not going to banter. So so I decided that I can't just be texting people. It's hard to banter when you're texting, so I have to do something. And I was like, oh, I should just fucking call them. Just bite the bullet and call my friends. Just because it's so hard to get together anyways. Like, these days everyone's so busy, or they don't live close to me, and I think it's fine to call people, make time for people. And I'm thinking FaceTiming even more vulnerable. Billy, don't eat my food. Yeah, it's more vulnerable to FaceTime people, but fuck it, I gotta do it, because I think it'll give me, it's more vulnerable, but it's also more fulfilling. And fuck, it's annoying, but I have to I want to live a more fulfilling life, even if it's hard. Anyways, that was my little thing. I feel so bad for people who go through this dating situation. I think it'd be so hard for me to date in your kind of landscape. I don't know. Like, tell me, how do you guys feel about that? Do you guys like intercourse without connection? I feel like that could be sexy in its own way, but like I couldn't do it all the time. I don't know. What do you guys think? Next thing. I also heard that Zennials can't. I'm not trying to pick on you guys. I'm really not, but like, yeah, like I heard that you guys are in relationships that you guys cannot get out of because you're just so scared to break up with people. You think it's very painful. You don't want to hurt that person. I get that you don't want to hurt that person. Maybe this is from experience because I'm a millennial and I've gone through a lot of like, you know, I can't help it. Like guys come to me and they're attracted to me, and then I used to want to not hurt them either, but then I would drag them along because I wasn't actually interested in them. You know, like with love, you have to be interested. Love is both selfless and selfish. You have to have your side too. You can't just be like, oh, like I don't want to hurt them, I'm going to stay in this loving relationship. It's not really loving because subconsciously you're going to be kind of a dick to them. You're going to be kind of disrespectful to them. You're going to be something to them. And in a way, that's eroding the love anyways. So it might be better for you guys to just bite the bullet, right? Anyways, that's what I would suggest. Like, you have a right to say no, okay? So, okay, here. If a guy asks you out and you don't want to be with them, you can feel bad that you're gonna hurt them, but also you have a say in the relationship too. If you think about his point of view, if someone he was not attracted to went up to him and asked him to date, you know, to go out, would you feel like he should go out with her even if he's not attracted to her, even though he doesn't like her? No, right? And he has every right to say no. It's the same with you as a person. Love has to be a two-way street. Any relationship has to be a two-way street. Like friendship has to be a two-way street. You both have to want to be friends. My same friend was telling me that he was wanting to date this girl, but she only wants to be friends, but he doesn't want to be friends. And then he kind of felt bad because like she rejected him, but now he feels like, oh, she's offering something he doesn't want. And I was like, you should not feel bad. Like, you want to find love. That's your goal. So if she's offering friendship and you don't want friendship, then you have to honor what you want too. And she honored what she wanted too. She said, hey, I'd like to just be friends. Like, I'm not looking for anything right now. And like, that's her honoring what she wants. Why is it okay for her to do it, but it's not okay for you to do it? And sometimes it's not going to match up, right? So then that relationship is not going to work. And that's fine. That's how relationships go. You just try to find people that, you know, with love, you would try to find people that you're attracted to, that is attracted to you, that you want to try to have a relationship with, right? And then like with friendship, it's like you want someone that you can chill with, and you like, and it doesn't bother you that much. So like you both have a say in that, you know? And if you're not looking for the same things, then it's not going to be a good relationship anyways. And it's better to just be honest about that shit early on. I'm all mad because it took me like years to learn this. Same with breaking up with people. I used to be, oh my God, I feel so bad for my ex-boyfriends. I would just drag it along. But that's not okay. You know, I wasted their time. I wasted my time. I mean, I don't mean to sound super selfish, but like if you know it's not the one, you're not helping them. You think you're helping them, but you're not helping them. You're dragging on the inevitable thing. Or also, a part of you is going to be kind of a bitch during that relationship because you don't want to be in it. So isn't it better? I would be happier if someone just said, yo, I'm just going to break up with you. And I'm sorry. Even if they did it shittily and they said like, hey, I don't fucking like who you are. I don't like anything about you. You fucking annoy the shit out of me. I'm not attracted to you. Like, even if they did it in the worst way, I would rather them do that than ghost me. Because how do I know if they were alive? If they, like, didn't want anything anymore? Like, how do I know any of that unless I get the, like, hardcore truth, you know? And I just think it's more, if you guys are in that situation where you're tired of your relationship and you want to break up, then just fucking do it. Like, that's the brave thing to do. And it's also beneficial for both of you guys. It's not just for you. It's beneficial for both of you guys. These selfish things that you think is selfish is actually really beneficial for everyone involved, because this is like mental health 101, but like we all want to be selfless. And I think it's so hard to want to be that selfless, because in the end, we are wasting people's time. We're wasting our own time. We end up being resentful of our selflessness. I can only say this because I'm super selfless all the time, and like I need to stop doing that, but it's a thing. And I think there's something valuable about being more selfish. That's all I'm saying. Okay, let's move on. I had been listening to Mating in Captivity, which is Esther Perel's first book. I think it's one of her books. Anyways, it's one of her most popular books. Mating in Captivity is about marriage being so long that like you stop fucking wanting to bang each other. You stop having desire. You stop having whatever. It's a very fun book. I really like listening to it on Audible. I don't have it on Audible. I have it on Libby, but like, yeah, it's a good book. Highly recommend it. I'm only at like chapter 3 or 4. It's insightful. So I have a good marriage. I have a great marriage. He's my best friend. It's fun to be with him. We dig around. We also not anymore. I mean, we have responsibilities and he's really responsible. It's really great. You know, like he's a great dad. He's involved. Sometimes he's not perfect. And, you know, we both bicker and whatever anyways, but we're still best friends and we still love each other. We've been together for 11 years, been married for whatever that is, 11 minus 5 years. We have a child who's 5 years old. So times are getting more complicated. Sexy time is getting more complicated. Desire is getting more complicated. So I'm listening to this book and they said that the more love you have in your relationship after like a long time, the less desire you have. And you would think that they would be, what's it called? When they're correlated, not like not inversely correlated, like the other one. Basically, like if you have higher love, then you would have higher desire, but that's not true. It's like, because desire happens in a space where there's separation. So like there's a lot of desire with strangers and new people because there's already that innate separation. So it's easy. If anything, you're trying to get to love because there's no love in the beginning, right? But there's a lot of desire. But then if you've been in a loving relationship for so long, actually the desire dwindles away. So sad. What happens is that you don't feel separate. You don't feel like a separate entity anymore. You feel like you know everything about him. It's like so routine. Like nothing's gonna bother, like nothing surprises you anymore. And you just don't see them in that way. Esther Perel was saying that if you're having those kind of issues, like I'm trying to work on my relationship to not build sexy time, because sexy time is lit, okay? Our bed sexy time is not bad, okay? We're doing fine. But before that it's tough. There's no it's all about taking my daughter to school and like what we're doing in our lives and like emotion management and not a lot of desire. And I miss the desire. So one of the things they said is to stop cuddling as much, which is kind of funny. So I'm gonna try to touch my husband less and see if anything will build up, like the intimacy, the wanting to touch him might build up. What else is there? I think he likes seeing me at parties. I'm kind of the life of the show. And I like that. It's one of my favorite things to like go to a party and be witty and funny and whatever and interactive and like very, very social, very like the life of the party. And he likes seeing that with me. I think we need to cultivate things where we see each other's talents, but like from afar, like from stage. Kind of. So like parties would be great. Maybe I'll karaoke and sing in public like that. Recently he told me he did something very successful he did something really like making his company a lot of money, which was really sexy. I was like, wow, he's like killing it. And I forget that he's a human outside of a dad all the time. Maybe we should stop calling each other mom and dad too. But anyways, that's for another time. I had one more thing to say about desire, the art of desire, because Esther Perel brought it up in the Mating in Captivity, and I thought it was really brilliant. But also something fun to talk about is that desire kind of happens when there's some toxicity, and I want to what we think is toxicity. So like it's sexy Don't say that. I'm not saying that this is for me, because I really don't want you guys to think about what I think is sexy, because that's like this is going way into like webcam mode or cam girl mode, and that's for my OnlyFans account, which I do not have, but maybe someday if I cultivated one, I would talk about what I fancy in bed. But right now, that's not what I'm doing. What I'm doing is a generalization of what people might think is people might fancy in bed. Again, not me particularly, but anyways, some people like to be disrespected, like pull my hair, or not my hair, or like spanking, or like some kind of like, sometimes physical abuse is like sexy in bed. Hi. My fancy in bed is a good night's sleep. Oh, you don't sleep good, huh? Insomnia? And also, that's not sexy fancy, though. That's just like a mental health fantasy. Let's see, what are my mental health fantasies? That I can rest more, that I have peace of mind, that not everything's a catastrophe. Yeah, those are my fantasies. But I'm talking sex fantasies right now. If you want to share, you don't have to, no pressure. Let's see. So disrespect is a thing. Some women, I know a lot of women who, this is so strange to me, but like they like to be choked and like in bed. I don't know if you know this or if you've come across this in your dating life, but like some women like to be choked in bed. Some women like to pretend that they're being raped in bed. This is all pretend anyways, right? Lots of women like dominating men or like being submissive depending on your situation. So like, say if you're very dominating in the real world, sometimes you really like to be submissive in bed. And then the same with like the opposite. That's a thing. Oh, degradation. People like to be degraded. I think that's the word. But like sex kittens, or like people telling you what to do in bed. Possession. So people like to pretend that they own you in bed, or you like to be owned by somebody in bed. All very sexy. Those are very sexy things, but you would hate all this stuff in real life. You just like it in bed. I just thought it was kind of fascinating. Same with objectification. Like, we don't always want to be objectified, but I realize I really like to be objectified by men that I find sexy. Have you noticed that? Like, you wouldn't want to be objectified by a woman you're not attracted to, but you do like to be objectified by women that you are super attracted to. I just thought that was interesting. Or that, we always women always complain about objectification, which is fair. Like, we don't want to be just objects, but sometimes like when you find someone sexy, you kind of do. You don't know about that? The objectification, or which one? And then selfishness. So you know how like you want a person, like your romantic partner, you kind of want them to not be selfless. You want them to be selfless. You do. But when you're in bed, something's so sexy about a man or a woman who's like, I want this, like, I'm going to take that, like, I want it this way. They don't even have to tell you. It could just be body language, be like, he's done with this position, rolls you over, and then puts you in a different position. But like, all of that is very sexy, but it's not sexy. I also think that sometimes when you're too selfless in bed, you're not thinking about yourself. So in the end, you're not climaxing. And then if you don't climax, then the guy feels bad in general, or this is just, anyways. What I'm saying is that sometimes selflessness does not correlate in sexy time. Okay. Z, let me say it. I don't know how to say your name, so I'm going to say Z. Z says you can get an ego boost if someone finds you attractive, even if you don't find them attractive. I think maybe for men, maybe, but I'm also like, I think because I have a lot of trauma with men who I don't find attractive, but like can kind of harass me or kind of like holler at me or whatever. Like, say a construction fucking group of people like just holler at me and objectify me. I don't really find that attractive, but I think I'm also scared. Yes, but that was also when I was in my 20s. I think now when a guy's attracted to me, because guys don't actually tell me they're attracted to me most of the time. I'm usually with my kid. She's such a cock block, which is cool. I kind of like it, but I kind of miss I miss flirting. I miss some of that sexual energy. Depends. Like, I like it from men I'm attracted to, but like, I think maybe for me, it's just because I'm afraid they're gonna harass me. But maybe for you, you don't have that fear. And also maybe because men don't get it as much, right? Women are not as assertive as men about their attraction. So maybe that's why you like it. Yes. Different. I'm assuming you're a man too. Like, I don't know for sure. I was on Twitch, not live streaming, but I was chatting. It was interesting to be on the other side and chatting, and I realized like they don't know I'm a woman, and I kind of like that mystery, kind of. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, I thought that was so fun. Yes, about the not all women, but some. It can. Oh, Z says it can take the form of things like instant follower count. Okay, so you're saying that you like to be objectified, and sometimes it's like when someone follows you on Instagram. That's fair. I kind of like that too. You're right. If I don't feel fear, then I wouldn't mind if someone's following me on Twitch because I'm hot, or Instagram or social media because of whatever. They find me attractive. But if it gets fearful, and I do get fearful often. I have a lot of like PTSD when it comes to sex. I have a lot of sexual trauma, so it can be hard. But yes, you're right. Sometimes it's incredibly flattering. Yes, it's just the people who like have stalked or harassed or whatever that ruin all of that sexual safetyness. Yes. Z says, I'm not saying anything about me here, just in general. See, women don't like to be objectified all the time. I mean, that's why we complain about it, you know, like in the movies, that's where that came from, objectifying a woman. They like only shoot into her breast or her leg or her shoes, and you see them walking. That's like objectification, right? That's where that term came from. And women have realized they don't want to self-objectify themselves. They don't want to just see themselves as pretty, or like if they wear makeup, that'll make them pretty to attract a man. Like that's not what they're human beings underneath it all. And that's why I think, and also because again, like women have been harassed. So they don't want to be objectified all the time. Like I remember going to clubs all the time, and a drunk guy would grab my ass, and that's not okay. You know, like I don't know you. I didn't give you permission to touch me, and like you're sexually harassing me. So that's probably where I'm coming from, that some women do not like that, or like women sometimes do not like that. But you're right. Like it's kind of a weird oxymoron, or like objectification can be very ambivalent, I think, because sometimes you do want to be objective. Sometimes you do want to feel sexy. Sometimes you do want people to look at you in the way that you don't look at yourself like, right? Sometimes you like that someone's admiring you, or someone's like finding you hot. But then there's other times when you don't. It's like because some guys go too far, or some people go too far. Even like I know this guy, he's super beautiful. He's like a 10. Oh, he's like I call him a beautiful horse because he's so beautiful. Even the men say he's beautiful. So he's really gorgeous. But then he's been sexually harassed. So it's not just men sexually harassing. Like women can like, they don't know how to keep it in their pants either, or like tame themselves, and it's inappropriate, and they need to check themselves, I guess, before they wreck themselves or wreck other people, because it's not cool. Z says, I'm not, oh yeah, okay, yeah, you're done saying that. I am good with the mating in captivity situation. I thought that was just fun to talk about, the desire situation. I want to work on that with my husband. Like, I just need to work on our relationship. Fun, the desire, yeah. We're solid in lots of other ways. We're so responsible. We love each other a ton. We're trustworthy, communicative. And we need to work on our sexy time stuff. So yes, so I'm reading that book. I'll let you know if I have any more ideas from that. That was really interesting, or I'm to share. Let's move on. Oh yes. Oh, I was going back to it was Zennials having a hard time breaking up with people. And one of the reasons isn't just because they don't want to hurt the person they're with, but they also are scared to be alone. And I found that I empathize with that so much because I've been there. Like, I mean, I can't say that. I'll be a hypocrite to say that I was not there, because when I was younger, I think I was always with a guy since I was 13. Since I was fucking 13, I think until I was 23, 10 years, I always had a boyfriend. At least there would be like a period where I didn't have a boyfriend. It would be like 1 month, maybe at max, I think it would be like 3 months where I did not have a boyfriend. But most of the time throughout that decade, I would have somebody. And I was terrified to be alone. And that comes from trauma. Like that's what happened to me. I have daddy issues, and I just wanted stability, and like I didn't have it in my family. So I think for me, I found it in like my boyfriends. Anyway, so I kind of get that. But I have to say, like, it took me a long time to learn this, but I just want to say that just because you're alone doesn't mean you're lonely. Like, I have been I went on this little thing after I met my dad. Eventually he said something like, you don't know love until you have children. And then that like clicked to me like, oh, he loves me, which is so silly because I became a mom. Side note, I became a mom and I hadn't seen my dad until I was 19. I went to find him. He didn't find me. Okay, that's a little backstory. I became a mom. I'm looking at my little child and I was like, I would never fucking abandon you. I fucking love you so much. That is true love. Don't like, and I was thinking back about my father and I was like, you don't know true love. Don't talk to me about this, like making all these poems up and like this like romantic like gesture that you know true love because you're a father. You're not a father. You're my sperm donor and you don't know anything about true love. True love is being there in the hard times. True love is being there daily. True love is making it work with your baby mama in a way that you can co-parent together. True love is sending me some money. He went to Vietnam. Oh, this motherfucker. I think he stopped being an American citizen, so he didn't have to pay child support. So fuck this motherfucker. Tell me about true love. This is just a little side note about my daddy issues and like how I hate him, but whatever. Anyways, he did say that, and it actually changed me for the better. I thought I was lovable after that. Like, I didn't think I was because of the trauma I had from his abandonment. Let's see. What was I saying about? So basically, I stopped needing to date. Actually felt really good being alone. It was the first time in a decade that I felt okay being without a partner. And it was amazing. It was the most amazing year and a half of my life. I think I didn't have to care about someone else's needs or wants. Like if I wanted Indian food, I could go get it myself. You know, like if I wanted Mexican food, I didn't have to care if someone else wanted Chinese food. You know what I'm saying? Like that was so nice. I got to know myself too. I got to have my own hobbies. Like I was not alone just because I was alone. You know what I mean? I wasn't lonely because I was alone. I was pretty happy. I chilled with my friends. I dicked around and got to watch all these shows that I wanted to pick, etc., etc. It was nice to be alone. Now I kind of romanticize it because I've been in a relationship for like 11 years. A part of me is kind of like, man, when he dies, I'm going to be alone for a long time just so that I can have that space for myself and be by myself and like get to know myself again. It's a nice time. I'm just saying. I know Zennials are scared. Sometimes they can be very scared. And I get that because I was like that. But I'm telling you, you might like being with yourself. Sometimes it's so hard to be. When I was with the men that I was with, I don't even know if I liked some of them, you know? Like I was just with them because I needed someone to be with. And I didn't like their company. And I don't like that. You know, when I was by myself, I realized I like me. I'm cool. Like I'm chill. I'm not dramatic. I didn't need to be with someone to be whole, I guess. It just always goes back to that. Let's see, what else is there? Learning to be alone, emotional freedom. Healthy solitude builds resilience. Oh, sorry, I got all this from ChatGPT, so I'm trying to read all of it. It says that healthy solitude builds resilience. You discover hobbies, passions, and your true self. You gain confidence that you're okay even if it ends. If anything ends. You feel okay with just being yourself. And being by yourself. That's so much. Yes, I think that took me a long time, but it's amazing to feel like that. To feel like you don't need the person you're with. You want to be with them. You don't need them. And that makes the relationship, if you agree. That's what I think. Yes. And I would say, yes, I'm done with that. I think I'm done with the whole Zenio situation. But I've been there. So I feel like everyone, I'm not judging you because I have also been there. Fun stuff. It's fun to grow up. I mean, I think when I was in my 20s, man, it was a shit show. But I think a lot of people in their 20s are a shit show because of our trauma and just being human, you know? Like, when you're little, you don't know anything. And then you're growing up with all these bad habits and it happens, you know? Or trauma or whatever. And then when you're in your 30s, you become, like, much more healthy. Just grateful for the time and the growth and all that crap. Z, I don't know if you're still here or you're listening or not. I remember you said you didn't want kids. Do you want to talk about that? I copied and pasted it so it says I 100% don't have kids and 100% don't want kids. Tell me more about your stance on kids. I'd love to hear it, please, if you're willing or if you can. No pressure either way. You know, I used to be on the stance. I have a kid, and I used to be on the stance that maybe I shouldn't have had kids, which is kind of funny because it's not because I shouldn't have had kids. I'm a great mom. I'm committed to her, but it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. I didn't even know how much work it was going to be when I fucking got knocked up because no one tells you. Or you don't listen to the people that do tell you. I didn't. whatever. I was in my own bubble. I was sold the lie that kids are going to make you complete and healthy and whatever and happy. They take a lot from you. But I'm not as regretful anymore because I learned a lot of things. I learned to be selfish in the right ways. Like if I need to pee and my kid's crying, I'm going to pee. Fuck that. Like it goes like this. You learn to prioritize and you see your own toxicity and your own shit in your armor. But like it goes, my kids' needs, my kids' wants. Oh, no. I want to do it like this, but it's basically how it is right now. I wish it was this, but it's not. It's my kids' needs, my needs, her wants, my wants. So I want to change the bottom two. So it'd be like my kids' needs, my needs, my wants, then her wants. But I'm not there yet. I'm a pussy too. It's hard to discipline and like hold boundaries, and my cat must have, oh, he's not even here anymore. What a bastard. Anyway, so yeah, I hear the stance where a part of me did not, like, after I became a mom, I wish I wasn't a mom for a little bit. Not a little bit, I would say for a few years. And it's very complicated. It's not because I hate my daughter. Everyone always thinks it's because you hate your daughter. But maybe it's because I love my daughter so much that I brought her into a world that's all shitty. I do a lot for her, and it takes from me, and that sucks, you know? Some of that is hard. I miss my old lifestyle. I miss spending time with my husband. Society sucks in America. Raising children in America is like the worst. It's the worst place to raise children. So there's a lot of things going on that has nothing to do with my daughter's good enoughness or like her right to be here, and she deserves all the things that I want to give her. You know, I want to give her a good childhood, and she deserves it, and it's a lot to give to someone, especially if you don't have a village. So that's my complicated stance, and I'm actually kind of enjoying parenthood now. She's older, and I get to write this book. I get to be after having her, see, it's so complicated being a parent. After having her, I realize who I am, and I had no time to be the person I want to be or who I am. But eventually, now that I have more time, I'm grateful for this experience. To be a mom, it's tough, and there's some beauty in it, and it's tough. All is true. So I don't think there's a right or wrong answer to anyone who wants to have kids or doesn't want to have kids. I think it's all personal preference. Let's see. I wanted to talk about positive things that are happening in my life, because I would love to put it out there that if anyone's listening, to like tell me the positive things that happen in your life, because I feel like we could talk about all these things that are negative sometimes, and I think it can be really draining. But I think there's so many things that are beautiful, and we don't focus on it enough, because we're always like, okay, we gotta fix the problem. But it's like, yeah, there's always gonna be a problem, and yeah, we do want to fix it, and there are so many beautiful things in the world. I was just on Twitch with this guy, and the guy was having mental health issues for sure. He's all tired and shit, and he was saying that he wants to talk about silly things on his Twitch, and it made me think, yeah, that's like super important. I think fun is way more underrated than we like talk about. I think fun is so elusive when you're older, and I want to cultivate more fun, silliness, trivial things, because the world is so deep and heavy and it's going to shit, but we can focus on the things that make us happy. Viktor Frankl said in The Search for Meaning, Man's Search for Meaning, that you cannot control everything that's happening to you. The only thing you can control is like how much meaning you make from it, or what you choose to decipher from it, or how you focus your brain. Basically anything that you do in your brain. So like, yeah, there's a lot of shit happening in the world, but you can focus on positive things. There's a lot of bad things happening in the world. You can make meaning out of that, etc. So like, I want to do that. I want to focus on some positive stuff. So what has been going on in my week? I have been dancing more, and it has been fun. I am back on Chris Brown. I know I don't like who he is. I don't like him. I don't think I like his values as a person, but I like his music. I think it's hard to say. We always there's so many things, but it could be a bad person and make amazing music. And I can I'm not supporting him as a bad person, but that music brings me joy and I'm going to focus on that. I don't think it's my responsibility to stop listening to his music. It's not my responsibility to stop listening to his music. And yeah, he will get compensated for me listening to his music, but I'm finding some joy in that. Okay. Mental health is so hard. Like, everyone has a hard time. If I find some joy in it and it's not like I did anything bad, then I'm going to listen to him, whatever. So anyways, I've been listening to Chris Brown. I'm watching the way he dances because I'm trying to dance more cool. I think I dance okay. I think I dance sexy. I think I dance like kind of cool, but like I want to dance even cooler. I don't know how to explain that better. Okay, here. I think African Americans dance really cool, or even African people. It's called Afro dancing. So I've been learning some moves and I'm trying it out, and it does not look good on me. I'm so stiff, but it's cool because I'm practicing, and it'll get better. It'll get better. That's been fun. What else has been going on in my life? The book is coming together. I'm excited. I'm scared. I don't think anyone's gonna like it. I put my whole soul into it, and I'm scared that people are not gonna like it. It's not gonna be well received. But then I was thinking, like, I have so much to be grateful for that it's fine if no one likes my book. Like, who cares? I made it. You know, like, I think we all focus so much on the result. We're always giving people awards for results. We're always giving people recognition for results. But I think there's something beautiful about just the effort. Like, I think we're all focused on the wrong thing all the time. And I think we all need to, reflect, you know, like, it is nice to be effective, and results matter, but I also think how much you try matters more. And like, the fact that I enjoyed writing this book and that I'm trying and I'm putting myself out there is like all that matters to me. If it doesn't end up well, then there's nothing I can control about that all the time. You know what I mean? Like, there are some things I can influence. There was a thing too. I saw this quote. I loved it. It was, we are not in control of anything. I love that. We're not in control of anything, but we influence everything. I thought that was such a great quote. Like, if we cannot control if someone buys our book, but we can control like how we market our book. If it's like, it has like the best SEO, whatever, like our description, how much we put into the book to make like the cover of the book, the title of the book, you know, the book itself, making it great content, etc., etc., etc. All of that is in our influence, but we still cannot control the result. Okay. And I thought that was really nice. I like that. It kind of gave me some perspective, you know, like, you just enjoy the effort, try your best, try to think well about what you want out of the result. But like, again, you cannot control everything, and you can't control anything. And that's kind of a nice kind of release, I feel. It can be terrifying because lots of humans like to control things. But it's also kind of relieving to know that it's out of my hands, and you just, at one point, you're going to have to let, and that's terrifying. When I used to, this book, oh my God, I was editing it. Like, it could be more perfect. Any creative pursuit could always never be finished. You can always do more to make it better. But then eventually you're just gonna, how much more significantly will you make it better by editing it another time? And eventually that law of diminishing returns happens, and a part of you just has to let it go into the world and let it be. And like, even if it's imperfect, you're okay, you know? Like, you're not perfect. Who cares if your shit's not perfect? That makes sense. Okay, I'm gonna give myself a little break. If you guys want to chat with me, like, let me know, but I'm gonna eat my food. I'm working on this thing. I had a complex migraine the other day, and I know that I give too much to my family, to my work, to my lots of things. I don't give to myself enough. But that complex migraine was like a wake-up call. I'm really good at wake-up calls. I'm not good at changing. It's like a subconscious thing. Lots of people have this problem where they know it's good for them to rest. It's not just rest. It could be anything. They know it's good for them, but they can't do it because of their issues, you know? So yeah, I have some psychological issues. But that migraine was such a wake-up call that I've been laying down more, relaxing my nervous system, which is so interesting. I didn't even realize that my nervous system was always on. You don't notice until you try to lay down, and then you realize you can't lay down because your nervous system is still like fight or flight, like cortisol, like a lot of stuff. And then when you do get used to calming down and relaxing, it's like a whole new world. I'm enjoying it. So I want to take a break and eat my food. And if you guys want to chill and talk to me, great. or, you know, life, I will come back, or I'm just taking a little intermission, basically. I'll call it an intermission. And I will put a timer on for 10 minutes so I can eat. But if you guys want to say something, I don't mind talking while I'm like eating my lunch. It's not working. Not working. Give me a whatever. I don't need a timer. 54, so 10:04. This is so chill. I mean, shit, Billy. Ah. I like that I can chill. And my soul is growing so much. I'm gonna talk about myself since whatever. I'm usually very performative. It's my shadow side from being like laughing and enjoying my life and being a social butterfly. But the shadow side is performative, and especially on Twitch or like very performative. You know, I feel like I always had to be on, put on this false self. And I will always kind of feel like that. Like right now, I'm kind of on no matter what. But the fact that I'm taking a break and like eating food, and the fact that I didn't have to talk, just chilling, is fucking nice. To like be like, oh, I'm okay. You know, like I don't have to be on all the time to be enough. Like, even if no one follows me on Twitch or like no one sees this, the fact that I'm okay with myself is like, yeah. I've been working a lot on my self-relationship. I realized that it's where it's at, mental health-wise, it's where it's at. Like, if I'm upset, then I'll try to be nice to myself while I'm upset. If I need something, I ask myself, what do I need right now? Yeah, it's been crazy. I think I've been working on my self-relationship for a few years, and I think it was one of the most effective things I could do from therapy. Yeah. Anyways, this is a big moment for me. Yay me, I guess. Billy. I don't eat cute. I don't care. I think I got it from my mom. I kind of lived when I was growing up like wolves. Like, my family didn't eat together for dinner. We didn't eat together in general. It's either we were fighting or not talking. It was very lonely at home. That's why I don't believe that I need a big family. I don't need to have... My kid doesn't need a sibling, because I have a lot of siblings that I don't really like, and I was still lonely. Anyways, we all were very savage-like. We never ate together ever, lunch, breakfast, dinner, and we never went to a restaurant. I think as adults, try to hang out, not often. This was like a long time ago, before I decided I don't want a relationship with them anymore. We hang out. It was like Christmas or Thanksgiving or something, and there was a table. It's a small table. Me and my husband sat at the table, and we put chairs around so that they would sit, but no one sat. Isn't that crazy? No one felt comfortable sitting. And I know one of my brothers and my mom, like, they don't go out eating. They don't so they don't do that. My other brother, he has friends. He has a job. Like, he probably sits with other people, you know? But he didn't feel comfortable sitting with us. And I was just like, my God, like, my family's next level. Anyways, I eat ugly. I don't care. What was it? There's like two kind of camps. Not everyone's like this. I mean, I'm sure it's more nuanced, but you know, you eat to live or you live to eat. And I'm the type to eat to live, obviously, because I look like a stick because I eat very healthy. One of the things I like to do, because it's easy, is if I get restaurant food, I will eat it with more vegetables. When I come home, if I have like leftover food, I will eat it with more vegetables. Like right now, it's just, I added potatoes to fried rice that I got from Banh Mi Chit Kelly, which is a Vietnamese restaurant that had fried rice, whatever. And I think there's beans in here. Also doesn't have that much oil. And I boiled some potatoes, so there's no oil or salt in it. I feel like restaurant food is way too salty, way too oily, and I like it. It's easy because I'm not cooking, I'm not adding seasoning. I don't have to worry about what it tastes like. I know it still tastes like fried rice, but I add something healthy. I always add something healthy just to balance out the saltiness and the fattiness. It's too fatty. Do you guys do shit like that for your health, or you don't care? Do you guys believe in soulmates? I'm back. I'm not done eating, but it's been 10 minutes, and also I kind of don't finish. I just leave it around and eat. Oh, you don't believe in soulmates. I did not believe in soulmates either. But now I'm starting to think, I think I met a soulmate. Anyways, like he was a romantic soulmate. He doesn't have to think this, I'm just throwing it out there that I thought so. And I don't know if it's because I'm also in like a bad place because parenthood is so hard. And also when you become a parent, I've noticed that if I like someone, I'm like super in like with them. I think that's also because you become more like emotional after you become a parent. Anyways, I digress. I didn't believe in soulmates, but I believe he was my soulmate. And then I was thinking about, I Googled stuff on Quora because I have a husband, right? So I was like, okay, what happens? What have people been doing when they meet their soulmate? And it's really funny. A lot of them will dump their husband and get with their soulmate because it's their soulmate. You think that, right? Like romantically, you should dump your husband and be with the love of your life. That's what's supposed to happen. And they do that. And a lot of them regret it. Like a lot of them say like, I still love my second husband. I do, but I regret it. And then it's so complicated because it's like, okay, like she kind of ruined her kids' lives. She doesn't see her kids as often. Her husband was good enough. Like she says like, I liked my first husband. He was more responsible. Yes, I get along better with my second husband, but like he had things. My first husband is still he was a great husband. Yes, and then I read someone was so funny. Someone said that don't get with your soulmate. Learn from my mistakes. I got with my soulmate, dumped him, found my other soulmate. And then someone also said that sometimes when you're like not unhappily married, but you know, whatever, there's always, you meet someone and then you say they're your soulmate because you don't want your people who went to your first wedding to judge you for like dumping your significant other, your spouse, to be with this other person. So best justification for doing so is to say they're your soulmate, right? That's what they say. Anyways, it took me a long time, but like I'm starting to think just because you meet your soulmate doesn't mean that you have to the meaning of your life is not to ruin your life. I don't think your soulmate would want you to ruin your life, but like it's not to ruin your life to go chase this person that you don't know that well, that, you know, like probably has problems themselves because they're human. Everyone has problems. Then you have to build this whole new relationship with. I think sometimes your soulmate comes into your life for a moment so that you can learn something. That's what I'm starting to think. I don't think you have to believe. Even my husband was like, well, if he's your soulmate, maybe you should just leave me. And I was like, are you saying that resentfully? Like you're mad at me for finding my soulmate? Or are you saying that because you think I have to be with him? And then he was like, the second one, I think you should be with him. He's your soulmate. And I was like, this isn't a fucking Hollywood romance like situation. You know, this isn't a movie or TV show or whatever where like you're supposed to like get with your soulmate, ruin your life, get with your soulmate, and then live happily ever after. That doesn't happen. Even in real life, it never happens where you live happily ever after. Like you have to work at every relationship, even if it's your soulmate. And I told him that I'm not I don't have main character syndrome. Do you guys know what I mean by that? Like I don't think even though it's my life, I'm not the main character of my life. My daughter is the main character of my life. So like, why would anyways, I think it's kind of interesting. I think I wanted to put it out there that I was reading these Quoras and I was like, a lot of people have left their significant others because they think they found their soulmate. And on the off chance that you're not wrong, say that you are right, like it didn't make you happier. So I would definitely say that you met them and it was beautiful and that, it made you feel alive. That's amazing. Like I met them and I'm sad to have not be with them. I'm sad that, you know, in the end I chose my husband, but I'm also grateful for the time because it made me feel so alive for a little bit. And I can never be ungrateful for feeling alive, even if breaking up sucks. I had the same conversation with my friend. He was talking to a girl, and that it was the same friend that like wanted a romance, but then she only wanted to be friends. And he was talking to her, and he's sad now that she doesn't want the same thing he wants. He's like super sad about it. And I was like, do you regret it? And he was like, no. And I was like, it's because it made you feel alive. Like even if it's painful, it's love and loss and all that crap. And sometimes when I'm in the loss, I'm like, fuck this. I like wish I didn't love for sure. But I don't know. in the end, it's better to feel alive, because we walk through life so feeling like dead a lot of the times. Like, it's a thing, and I'm glad to have had this experience. Basically. Z, are you still there? I wanted to ask you, are you dating anyone? You don't have to answer. I mean, if you don't answer, I can't tell if it's because you're not there or because you don't want to answer. I'm trying this new thing where I do one pointless thing a week, and I have no idea what the pointless thing is. If you guys have recommendations, I would love some, but again, I'm trying to have more frivolousness in my life, and I think it's so essential to have something stupid that doesn't make you money, that doesn't like have to be, you don't have to better yourself from it. Like, no, it has, like, a part of me wants something that's kind of purposeless. I think that would make me a little bit happier, a little bit more fulfilled, or a little bit more balanced in my life. I think there's a lot of productivity, a lot of parenthood, a lot of marriage counseling. But there's not enough frivolous stuff, you know? There's always a point to everything. And I don't know. Now I'm starting to think there's something beautiful not having points to shit. Maybe because when you were younger, you always had a lot of pointless shit going on in your life. So that was fun. But you don't, like, as you get older, you want to be more responsible. You have more responsibilities. But then you don't cultivate that stupid, silly parts of your shit. And I want that. I want it back. I miss her. This fun, silly, stupid girl that used to be a part of me. A huge part of my life. A huge part of my identity that I don't think I have anymore. I want to cultivate that. Let's see. Actually, I think I'm going to stay on for another 5 minutes, and then I'm going to karaoke or rest, because like I said, I want to spend more time dicking around and enjoying my life. I think you guys could too. I think we all could. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, maybe you're already enjoying your life. Good for you guys. But yeah, I just want to spend more time by myself and enjoy, I guess. Have fun, which is very elusive. I'm trying. 5 minutes, guys. Let's see, is there anything else I want to talk about? Oh, this is a silly thing, such a small thing. I saw it on Love on the Spectrum. This girl was breaking up with this guy. She didn't think he was a right fit, whatever. But she was like really into him for a minute. Like, she thought she was in love. They went on a couple dates, whatever. When they were breaking up, the guy said, "You led me on." Okay, I have to say something about this. I just wanted to briefly bring it up because no one led anyone on, okay? You both are risking something when you go on dates, or when you have a relationship. You're always going to be risking. Even if you're married, you're risking something. You risk them dying. No matter what, they will always potentially leave you. They will guarantee leave you because you either die or they die. But even if they didn't do that, they could cheat on you, they could just up and leave you, etc., etc., etc. Even if you're stably married, or you think you are, it comes with risk. Relationships always come with risk. You go on a date with someone, that's the same thing. Like, if they seemed into you for a little bit and then they decide that they're not later on, they have every right to say, "I don't want this anymore." You have every right to say, "I don't want this anymore." And they have the same right. Everyone has the same right. You're both gambling. It's the same with the whole, like, the vending machine situation with women. Like, men, or that the concept is interesting. So, like, men think that if you do nice things, that women are supposed to give you sex in the end, or a relationship. But that's not true. It's a gamble. It's always going to be a gamble. You do nice things because you want to do nice things. You don't do it to impose your own wants and wishes onto someone else. You're supposed to do nice things because you want to. And you should never feel entitled to anyone's time, and to their love, to their bodies. So this guy said that you led me on. That's not true. She was into it for a little bit, you know? Even if she did lead you, eventually she broke up with you. So she didn't lead you on forever. And then, yes, and she was into it. So, like, it's not being led on because she thought she wanted it too. And then she can change her mind. You can change your mind. Everyone can change their mind when they dip into a relationship. They can dip out of a relationship. And it's scary and it's vulnerable, but it's true. You're not forced to be with anyone. And besides, do you want to have a relationship where you're forced to be with someone? Like, I don't want anyone to want... I know my kid needs me right now, but I don't want her to need me forever. I think that's not growing up. I think when you're an adult, you should always just want to be with the person you're around. You know, like whether it's your friend or your whatever. I mean, not your coworker have to, or same with your boss because you're getting paid for it. But like your friends or like your family, even your family. I don't believe in family obligation. I really feel like if they are good to you, then you'll be good to them, and that if you guys break up for a little bit, that's life, and if you break up forever, also life, and no one should be in your life if you're gonna treat them poorly or if they don't want to. Yes, I'm a big believer in I want to spend time with you, and that's why I'm here. I only want you to want to spend time with me, and that's why you're here. I don't want you to need me. Yes. Oh, I'm done. Yay. I mean, Z, thank you so much for listening. I don't know if anyone else is out there, but I really appreciate that you chill with me today and you dip in and talk to me a little bit. That was sweet. And I'll be back on next week, and I hope you have a good rest of your day, just chilling at home or whatever you're gonna do today or whatever your weekend plans are. I will see you next time, you guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you. Mwah. I don't know why I did that. It just reminds me of YouTube. But whatever. Bye.